God. I knew Brophy was going to do this to me. So, after that great intro, good morning and welcome to the all-employee meeting. Strap yourself in and hang on as we get ready to accelerate into the future with Minnesota's next publicly traded company. Please welcome the man in the driver's seat, our President and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Jay Coughlin.
Thank you. Accelerate, what a perfect theme for what's been happening over the last few weeks. And we're going to get into that today. The key theme with Accelerate for me is how are we going to build on momentum? Because we have momentum. You have created momentum in every single area, in every single market. And I want to welcome all of you to this meeting where we talk about how we take momentum and all the energy that's in this room and all the energy that's in all of our offices for all the people on the phone, both domestically and globally. And we take that energy and we accelerate. And we accelerate into the next year. And today, I want to take the time to say, what did we do? What did we do last year that allowed us to have momentum, allowed us to have the energy to accelerate into the new year? As well as get into some of the things that we're doing with the product, some of the things we're doing with our marketplaces, some of the things we're doing with our strategies. All that bundled into the amount of excitement that's been happening over the last few weeks, and we, as an organization, are accelerating. We are accelerating. But before I get into that, we ended the year. We're not going to be able to say a lot about the numbers because of what we're doing, but we ended the year, we did great. We did fantastic. And we decided, I decided to take what I thought was a day off, that first Monday. And I decided to play golf, and this is a continuation of the theme that we have the worst high-tech executive golf team in the country. And so I decided to play, and Bob Barbieri played, and Bruce McFeeters plays. Bruce played, he doesn't play golf. And then Dean. And I was surprised because Dean played and he usually doesn't play. And I should have known. He had a mission. It wasn't a day off for Dean. It was a day to sit in the cart next to me and go through his list of agenda items. And it really helped my game. I went right into the hundreds. And this was, I'm on the United Hospital, local hospital here in St. Paul, their foundation board, it's a not-for-profit, and it was their tournament. So we actually had to keep score. And I was worried about us coming in last at this point. So at one point, Dean finally puts down his folder, and I'm watching him, and Bruce and Dean are and just all over the course. And Dean, it's a par 5, and Dean's watching him, and I'm watching him, and he's going from one rough to the other rough to the other rough. And it's one of those things where his club's coming up, and he's got like trees and bushes on the end. You ever see that? And I'm finally I'm on the green, and I'm looking, and he starts to putt. And he's putting, oof, 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 oof. And so I'm sitting there, and it was a riot. So I'm up there, and I'm writing the score down. And I said, Dean, what'd you get? And he looks at me and he goes, 40. And Bruce McFeeters walks off right after. I said, Bruce, what'd you get? He goes, 41. So we left early because I was so embarrassed to put the score in. I didn't want to know. Go ahead, bro. How did we do? How did we end up the year? Congratulations, Lawson. Congratulations, Lawson, because this was a huge year. And my theme on going through all this is everything up here is all about how we've matured over the last 12 months. How we've matured as an organization to hit the goals that we've all been striving for, which is to be a well-run public company in the future. And it really started with the increase in advertising. No, this isn't Bob Barbieri staring at a bad quarter. This is our new ad campaign, and it was a huge home run. I mean, we won a lot of awards with Forbes on just its ability to be recognized. I don't know about you, but I heard a lot about it. And so, again, this is all about the awareness of this organization, who we are, and what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And in the process, elevating this whole thing up for us, elevating who we are. So the ad campaign was a huge home run. The product, we rolled out 8.0. I mean, if you go back, and you got to constantly do this, and my team constantly has to remind me to do this. I'm to a fault, too forward thinking. But I remember sitting in the late summer with Bill, with you and your team, and Paul and some others, and the initial time frame for getting out the XML release was, I think it would have been in the fall. I think the initial time frame was somewhere in the September, October time frame. And we were at that point getting beat by PeopleSoft at that point. And we were like, no, that's just not going to work. That's just, the time frame is way too far in the future. We're going to get our butts kicked in the field. And you went out and made it happen and got it done in April, and the XML release came out. We're competitive. We're winning because of it. Congratulations. Great job. Good night. We had fun at Q. How many people in the audience, let me see a show of hands, went out? Great. It was fun, right? I mean, I'm in the back with Terry Bradshaw, and I said, he's nuts. And I said, he can't be this nuts when he goes up on the stage. And he was worse. He lit it up. We had fun. But more importantly, I think every time I talk to a customer, they constantly complimented all of you. All of you. Thank you. Thank you, because Q was a huge home run, not because of Terry Bradshaw or Mary Lou or Michael Johnson. It was a huge home run because of you. I mean, the amount of work the IT people put into this thing to get it to work, the amount of work day in and day out that you were doing, the people in the field that were there, the prospects liked it, the customers loved it. Congratulations. It was a huge home run, and it was a huge home run because of you. Thank you very much. We had Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder was all about activity for the field, and Rolling Thunder was allowing us to pinpoint where it is that we needed to generate leads, where do we needed to generate activity. And again, it was a continuation of being focused on these verticals that allowed us to say, okay, which ones do we need to get focused on why? Where is the activity strong? Where is the activity weak? Which ones do we need to bump? Which ones we don't? And thus, this leads to a maturity for us to say, let's get focused on the areas we need to be focused on. The marketing team, great job. And they actually doubled the amount of leads this year that the field organization got. Congratulations to the marketing team. Where would we be without the rocket ship? I'm going to present it today, not Dean. The issue for us is this is all about maturity. This is about adhering to processes that we're going to have in order for to ensure that our customers get the quality that they need. It's also a process that's going to ensure that we beat PeopleSoft. It's also a process that's going to ensure that we beat the likes of Oracle. It's the disciplines of us being able to say, what does the market need? How do we get the product done? How do we get the people educated? How do we get it installed? It's been launched. It's being adhered to. It's the foundation in which this organization is going to mature going forward. So it's off the ground. Congratulations to everybody who is part of this, and congratulations to all of you who are adhering to it. Launch is off. It's part of Lawson. Congratulations. The middle of the pyramid was a huge success for us. And I think the biggest part of it for me was to constantly focus in on who we were as an organization, the values of people, integrity, and confidence. But the rest, as we moved up, allowed us to get consistent communications, and more importantly, it allowed us to get focused. It allowed us to remain focused on what it is that we were doing. I've always said with strategy, for as hard as it is, the hard part is to tell people what you're not doing. The easy part is to tell people what you are doing. And what this did is it got us focused as an organization. And it will continue to be the pyramid and the foundation for us going forward. And it's everything that we're working towards going forward. So it was a huge success for all of us. As most of the VPs know, I hope they all know what this is, because I had a little message for them back in, I think, the spring. I don't want to call any names out. Dave, can you tell me what this one is? But make it part of who you are, because it's part of what Lawson is today. And it's all about where we go to the core for everything that we do, from a structure perspective, a communication, a product, a field organization, a marketplace perspective. It all comes out of this pyramid. So you got to make it you, because it is us. So make it part of you. It's been a huge thing. Hey, how about Lawson Excellence? This, again, I think more than anything on the screen here, is probably the epitome of where we matured over the last 12 months. Bob Barbieri, Mike Bevilacqua, Brenda, their teams, Bill Van Horick, they drove this process throughout the whole organization. And I'm going to tell you that did it work was based on one thing for me. The investment banking community and their research people came back to us and said, you guys look like you're a public company today. And that was the ability of excellence, the ability of all of you to help with this process, to understand it, to get involved. Because if there was ever a vote of confidence for something working, it's a very, very tough audience of the investment banking community going, you look good. You look like you made it. That's about as good a compliment as you're going to get from them, by the way. So the issue is they did it. We are a well-positioned from every sort of discipline that Wall Street is looking for, and it's done because of Lawson Excellence, Bob Barbieri, Mike Bevilacqua, Brandon, your team. Congratulations. Great job. The one above that is structure, and yes, we have changed structure a few times. That we have the right executive management team in place. You've met most of them. But the other area that you might not be as familiar with is the board and how the board has changed. Richard Lawson has become chairman of the board. So he's running a board that in the last 6 months has changed dramatically. And it is a board that's going to lead us into the future. It's a board that is going to certainly drive a lot of things that the company does. They are certainly asking me a lot of hard questions, and Bob a lot of hard questions. It's no longer the board meeting with Bill Lawson that we used to get done by lunch because he had a golf engagement at 1 o'clock. Bill's messages were hard. These guys are real hard. The members of the team, Jeff Moore is still on the board and certainly brings a ton of knowledge to me on marketplace issues, and from a pure marketing point of view, there's no one better in high tech, period, than Jeff Moore. He's also happens to be a mentor and a coach for me, so it's been great for the last 5 or 6 years. To that, we've added Tom Hudson, local, just came on the board last week. Tom is a CEO of C&T, which is a local company on data storage. And what it was is he came in and did a turnaround. They were losing money, stock was in a tank, public company, did a secondary offering to the public markets, done some acquisitions, has international experience, huge home run. His first board meeting was Wednesday. And just what he was able to provide in that first board meeting with Bob and I and Bruce was, the knowledge of what we're going to get hit with Wall Street and the questions was great. Rick Krasner is a CEO of Crew Software. Before that was with McAfee, which is the security company. Before that was with CA. Tons of field experience, tons of operational experience. These are the people that are asking me all the hard questions. Have you thought of this? How are you doing that? And they're good. They're a pain in the butt, but they're good questions. They're hard, but they're good. And this is what we needed. This is exactly what we needed. We brought on Dave Ubers. Dave Ubers was president of American Express, Financial Services Group, the old IDS group. Dave took them from $300 million to over $1 billion. Dave brings a whole view that's completely different than the others. It's not bad that if I go through our presentation and we have a discussion of anything, but some pretty heavy discussions on IPO and such, and I get Jeff Moore's head shaking yes, and I get Dave Ubers' head shaking yes. Jeff's been with us a long time, high-tech guru. Dave, with us 5 months, doesn't know much about high-tech, knows a ton about running businesses. If I get their heads shaking yes, I know we're on to something. So we have Dave Lang, who was with TA. He was a venture capital. They came on board, and we have an observer, Mike Gorman, with St. Paul Software. What the message on this is we're not building a board to go public. The board's there. The board's there. It's a solid group. It's a group that's going to hold me accountable for what I'm doing for you, for what I'm doing for our customers, and what I'm doing for our shareholders. But my point is, it's not building. We matured over the last year. We matured to a point where, again, it's another point that what have we done to get this organization ready to be a well-run public company? And one of the things we had to do was we had to have a board. And we had to have a board that was actually going to do stuff. Now, this is not a group that likes to come in and just rubber stamp things and yeah, Jay, tell me what it is, I'm just going to say yes. There's moments where I wish I had that. Like Wednesday, there was a couple moments. But I'm going to tell you, that's exactly what I need. That's exactly what Bob, Bruce, and I need, because they're going to provide a ton of value for us. With that said, we are a great place to work. We are a great place to work, and we're winning a lot of awards. Wanda and her team certainly run these campaigns, but we win them because of you. We don't win these because there's a certain way you fill out paperwork. We don't win these because, we actually, are better at other companies in the way we answer our questions. We win them because they talk to you, and they talk to our suppliers, and they talk to our vendors, and they say, what is it like to deal with the people at Lawson? Your scores on your attitude were off the charts in these awards. And that is so satisfying to me personally, because when I look at it and I say, is this a great place to work? And I get this, I say yes. And the reason that's important to me is because it's all about you. It's all about you, because you're creating the environment that's a great place to work. There's no procedure manual for this. There's no, motivational speech for this. This is either there because of you or not there because of you. And it's there. And you're being recognized for by the outside world. And because of that, I say congratulations to all of you for making this a great place to work. We're certainly involved in the community, which is becoming bigger and bigger all the time. Last year was Snoopy. I think we got Chuck outside the building today, right? But that's just the beginnings of it. This group, Lawson Lends a Hand, if you went back last year, my message to you was we created Lawson Lends a Hand. What I was really doing to see if you were going to be passionate about the community. It's nice for me to be passionate about it or buy a statue for the front of the building, but were we going to get passionate about it? And what I saw over the last 12 months was that you became passionate about the community. You became passionate about a lot of different causes. We could throw up a lot of pictures on the different things that all of you participated in. You created the website. Winston and Nancy and Broke and everybody else, Amy, that were on that team and involved in it, you did a fantastic job, because what I was watching is I wasn't funding it. I couldn't. I didn't have it. By the time we created, we're already into the year. But I said, if you do it, we'll fund it for next year. And that's what we did. And you did it. You became part of the community. All of you got involved. We all got involved. Guess what? We're getting recognized for it. I want to build on that momentum. That's an area I want to accelerate on. Get involved in the community. How do we do it in the field is about the only question I really have right now. But the issue for us here in St. Paul is, how do we just build on the momentum we have? How do we accelerate on that momentum? Congratulations. Nothing feels better than this. Thank you very much. So in the last year, there was another area. What about customers? What have we learned? What have we done? Well, we learned the type of customers that we want. The kind that actually write checks for over $20 million. But you proved something to yourself. You proved that there's no client company out there in the world that we can't earn the business. You proved that there's no company in the world that we're not good enough for them to buy our software, install it, get value out of it, have their employees recognize that this is a quality organization out of St. Paul, Minnesota. There's nobody. HCA is the largest healthcare provider in the world, bar none. Schlumberger is one of the largest professional service firms out of France, international. You have proven that we can play with anybody. Anybody. It's expected. There's no large company issues. This is no longer the mid-tier size company Lawson. We're not going to be pegged here. This is what you've proven. And you are laser beam target on verticals, and we're a laser beam target on successes associated with these type of customers. You proved it to yourself. We're not talking about it. You've done it. Congratulations on changing Lawson Software over last year. Now, there's some other things we learned about customers we might not want. Bro, can you hit that? There was some customers we would rather not have. I don't think we really need to be paid in chocolate. We received about $30,000 worth of chocolate in the spring. I don't know how to pay the salespeople in chocolate. I think we used it. I think some showed up at my house, and I think it was around the building at Q. But you know what? The investment banking community doesn't have any kind of scoreboard for how much candy you make. This was fun. I remember giving you all gift certificates at one of these meetings. There was a little meltdown. We participated a little bit, but not as bad as some of our competitors. You know what? We did the right thing for these organizations. It was just an area that exploded both up and then down, and we just had some of the rides. But in the last week, go ahead, bro. In the last 2 weeks, what was the big news? We went public. For a lot of us in the room, this was a long time coming, and for all of us, you should feel proud about this. This would not have gotten done without the work of a lot of people. Now, one aspect of the work is all of us and what we've done as a company to make this happen. The other aspect of the work is a group of people who actually got this thing done. I mean, it's a huge document. And in that, I'd just like to say to Mike Bevilacqua, to Brenda, to Tony Marzulli, to anybody that was around, and Bruce McFeeters, your team, they were the ones working, all nights to get this thing done. My personal thanks to all of you for making that happen. So. Now, with that said, we wouldn't have got this done without this executive that joined our team 10 months ago. And I want to bring up and have you join me on the person who drove this process, gave us the level of sophistication to actually get all those bankers comfortable, brought us the excellence programs. Join me in having our CFO, Bob Barbieri, explain what's going on with our S1. Bob.
Thank you very much, Jay. Really well. And we'll hope to continue that, and I want to explain that in more detail. So with that, strap on your seatbelts because it's not over yet. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bob, because of this, we can't go through any of the numbers, but once again, we did great. We did real good. I'm dying to present the numbers. It's killing me that you know everything about me, and we know nothing about the numbers. One of those things, I don't know, that the employee stock purchase plan, that's the ability to buy that stock at 85% of what it goes out day one, and you got over a year to do it. You got over a year to make that decision. So if no matter what we're doing for the next year, which is hopefully going up, you can go back to that purchase price. We'll get the exact dates for you, but it's a huge home run for all of you. At least that was the goal of it. This is a huge, huge reward. I mean, this is a lot of hard work, but again, it's about the journey. It's about the journey and what we're doing. It's all about, this is the upside for allowing us to, attract and retain all of you. This is the upside for having currency for the M&A activities we've been discussing. But I want to go into something else, bro, if we can hit it on. We got to be aware that because of this, there's a whole bunch of new set of challenges associated with Lawson. And as we go into the year, again, not able to go through numbers because it wasn't in the S1, I just wanted to highlight and make sure that we're all very, very focused on what this means for us as an organization as we continue to mature, and get bigger. And the first one is, we're not allowed to do this and then miss the first quarter. That's a huge no-no. That'll be the last time you'll see me. So the issue, though, is it's not just about the first quarter. It's about hitting those records every single quarter. Now, you're already doing it. You're already doing it. This isn't something new. This isn't something that we're springing on you right now. We need to have product. We need to have product that beats PeopleSoft. We need to have product that beats and is better with more functionality and more quality than Oracle. PeopleSoft had a record quarter. Oracle just turned around a record quarter. That's the comparison. That's who we're beating. We have to focus this organization and constantly remind us that it's not going to be about Wall Street. It's going to be about beating PeopleSoft. Because every time they win, we lose. And every time we win, they lose. And the market is all about us executing against them. And every single quarter, whether it's in marketing, with demand generation, awareness, communication, development, getting product out the door, bigger, better, more functionality, better quality, integrated, sales, getting the deals done, getting us positioned, services, getting them installed every single quarter. You need to do it. You got the momentum. You have the momentum. We got the HCAs. We got the Schlumbergers. We got record quarters. I'm dying to tell the numbers, Bruce. You got it. The momentum's there. Now it's about accelerating. Accelerating is all about how do you take this and continue to take advantage of the energy that we have and use the momentum, accelerate going forward. Accelerate and continue to break quarters. It's also about visibility. Visibility associated with the pipeline. We've had discussions with Jimmy and his team. We were in Denver this week going through, we have to have visibility of the activity, both on the sales side, the service side. We had to have visibility to the product. Visibility. This is not coming to us in the 10th hour and saying, the product's not ready. The visibility is all about launch and disciplines that we're able to be a lot more visible because we're communicating all that to the outside world. There's no longer, holding that inside here. So that visibility is out to everyone, thus forcing us to become predictable. We need to become predictable in every single area because Wall Street will reward us for the strategy, and they will penalize us on whether we execute or not. If we execute, we'll continue to receive the awards. If we don't, we'll just be penalized. But guess what? You're already doing it. You're already doing it. It's not about something new. We've been doing this together for over a year. You've got the momentum. Again, this is the key message to me. It's all about taking that momentum, hitting these challenges, and accelerating. I would say that you have to understand the pyramid once again. Understand the vision, because we just described it to the whole outside world. This is no longer us being able to say one thing and then maybe do another. It's not about a salesperson talking to a manufacturer and say we're going to have manufacturing software. It's not about having development go create something that's not applicable to what it is that we're focused on, to what it is our vision is. We need to constantly remain focused on this vision because now the world knows. We're not going to sneak up on anybody. We're not going to sneak up on everybody. And I would say that the issue for us is all about continuing to be PeopleSoft. Continuing to make ourselves focused on the enemy. And the enemy for us doing anything on this list is that the winning habits that we have built need to continue, and we will beat PeopleSoft consistently, quarter in, quarter out, in the vision that we have, as long as we're predictable, as long as we continue with the visibility on what's going on in the marketplace, and we'll do it quarter in and quarter out, and we'll all be rewarded for it. For that is what we're doing. With that said, I would like to introduce the person that's going to have huge impact on beating PeopleSoft from a global product perspective. He has got a big role in how it is that we're going to beat PeopleSoft, Oracle, and SAP. And with that, I'd like to introduce the EVP of Products, Global Products, Dean Hager.
So I was in 8th grade, so it was 5 days before my 14th birthday.
So if you hit that. We talked about M&A for about a year, and I've used the term constantly. And we brought on some expertise that was instrumental. And I'm here today to say that we've made an acquisition. And all the functionality that Dean just described to you is available to you and to our prospects and to our customers as of yesterday at 12 o'clock. So with that said, I'd like to introduce you to some of the new Lawson employees that we met yesterday. Broke, go ahead.
Business Now is brought to you by Nextel. You've never used a phone like this before. And now, here's Karen Ryan.
In a tough economy, making the most of business resources is key. That's why many IT departments are turning to professional services, automation solutions, for helping in managing their workforces and streamlining their billing. Business Now's Mary McGuire has this report.
He scored twice, and he hits one high.
If the CEOs of the world are the coaches of the workforce, it's vital to know who's on the bench. To develop a winning strategy, both on the field and in the office, coaches and managers need to know the performance level of each player and the best spot for them on the team.
We help improve utilization of a workforce. We do that by selecting the right people for the right job.
There are a lot of questions that the companies come to us when they have a problem. And they're questions like, who's on the bench?
John Lucas is president and CEO of Account4.
You want to upload that?
The Boston-based company aims to deliver the market's best professional services automation software, allowing companies to know just who is on the bench in order to more effectively manage their workforce, information, and billing strategies.
What we do is we help those companies organize, manage, and track all the work, the resources, the time and cost that are associated with the workforce and the work that they do. What we want them to do is to increase their profitability, to increase their effectiveness in delivering services to themselves or to their customers.
If you can get more effective and efficient work out of people, you can, in essence, do the equivalent of adding people to your workforce without really adding people.
Account4's browser-based workforce management software is what the company calls thin client, easy to use, flexible, and accessible.
The thin client technology is important today because you can go to any machine, any place, anywhere, and have access to the system. That's important for the worker today.
Important certainly for UK-based Amy, a support services specialist and one of the largest companies in Europe. Amy has gained newfound visibility through Account4's technology.
Account4's provided us with the sort of visibility, the real-time information that we need.
Business Development Director Hans Dixon says Account4's software has given the huge company increased control over many complex projects.
It enables us to be able to react very, very quickly, to be able to react efficiently to what our customers are asking us to do, and to be able to look, manage, and make decisions about our business that in the end provide real value back to the business.
One of Account4's most impressive calling cards, 14 years of experience in delivering workplace management solutions. It's that depth of expertise which they say sets them apart.
There's a saying around that what companies really want today is they want state-of-the-art technology with years and years of experience. Well, guess what? That's what we have.
Giga senior research analyst Kazim Isfahani says Account4 stands out in the PSA field.
Account4 has traditionally come from an IT department background, and so they understand that side of what the IT manager wants, what the project manager needs, what the resource manager is looking for in an application. And so since they've been in that space, they're able to provide functionality and features in their product that are more pertinent to that individual in the IT side.
We measure the value we deliver to our customer as our criteria for success.
Basically the XML is going to be...
In the future, the company plans to build on its solid financial base.
We reported a record quarter in Q1. Okay, we expect to do even better than that in Q2 and meet all of our objectives. So a company that is built upon sound financial and growth plans is a company that is a solid company, and that's how we run this company.
A company that's been running and growing for well over a decade. I'm Mary McGuire for Business Now.
New Lawson. New Lawson. John Lucas, when I first met with him, is this on? John Lucas, when I first met with him, the CEO, there was two things that he was worried about. One was his employees, which I'll tell you what we did with them yesterday. And the other was that he was going to be able to somebody was going to be able to go take this product and dominate the PSA space. I mean, his issue was, how do I go do that? His problem was he was actually, he did the roadshow to do the public offering, got hit in the crazy .com era where it wasn't. It was actually right to the night of filing. Couldn't get the funding. So what he needed was distribution. He has a extremely strong product, but he didn't have the distribution. Nice fit. Nice fit for us. I mean, you look at it, there was a lot of stories on where this product is strong, but we now have a whole bunch of new competition called Niku and Evolve and such. But the one I'll give you real quick is Cisco. Cisco had Niku and was trying to install it. Globally. Stops the implementation, reevaluates the products in the marketplace, picks account 4. Picks account 4, even though it's a very small organization. And they picked them because their functionality was so strong. Functionality strong, committed to the product, advanced technology. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Right? What they needed was distribution. As of 12 o'clock today, our sales organization can start to sell this product under the Lawson banner. 12 o'clock. So, Jimmy, how many are we going to sell today? 3 contracts, good. I'm going to tell you, we went out there yesterday, and before I get into this, we met with these employees, and it was an emotional day for John Lucas. This transaction happened very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, Bob described that we had that extra half a day when we did such a good job with the iBankers, for what we filled the time with. We decided to buy somebody. The issue was we had an S1 released last week. We bought a company this week. Next week's a short week, so I think we'll take off. What we had, though, is Dave Kircher, who's joined us, who I think most of you at least have met or have heard of, and his team, Bruce, McFeeters, and everybody, put together this transaction, did it right, did it with all the quality, and we did it, Dave, in less than 2 months, right? So, just unheard of how quickly this was done. And it was done because of the synergies between the two organizations. But before I go on, this would not have been done without Dave Kircher and your team. Great job. Good. But it was a different type of meeting yesterday. We ran out there. We were working this thing through. We were in a hotel in the morning trying to go over to meet with the employees at 12 o'clock. And at 12 o'clock, we still didn't have it done. So we're waiting around, and it's Dean and I, and you can imagine what we're doing. It's like, Bob, when's it going to get done? And by 12:15, 12:30, we're ready to jump out of our skin. And what happened was you're just getting through the emotional issues for this organization. And so when we walked in, John Lucas had just announced to his employees that they had been purchased by this company, Lawson. And we walked in, and I would say that a majority of those individuals were pretty shocked. It was myself, it was Wanda, it was Bob, it was Dean, it was Felicia, and a few others. By the end of our meeting, I think really because of people like Wanda Fisher, those people were comfortable that they were bought not only by a good company, but they were bought by a company that has the values that we've described. Right? Now, nobody's going to be, still left with a little bit of uncomfortable feelings about what's happened. But Lucas said nothing but great things about the organization. Wanda told him about the benefits they were going to have, that you all have. It's the same plan that we'll all be on. And all those employees afterwards, I'm going to tell you, were extremely fired up, or as Bob would have described, they had drank the Kool-Aid by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm going to tell you, it was extremely gratifying for me to see our team go out there and in 3 hours put people who were extremely, extremely anxious and gave them a level of comfort to say, you all have jobs. We're looking for talented people. You are talented people. We did our due diligence. And you can feel comfortable that we're bringing on quality employees to this organization. I know I am. Congratulations to that team. Why did we do this, though? Why did we go through the acquisition? Well, certainly the goal is to dominate ProServe. I mean, we're dominating in healthcare. We now need to dominate in ProServe. This provides us the functionality. This is one of the separators against PeopleSoft. It's going to be one of the separators against everybody. Our separation is the integrated story against the competition that they're used to competing with, which would be Niku, Evolve, Novient, and others. So it was all about speed. It was all about speed. Actually, PeopleSoft had made some announcements, and we were behind. We were behind. We were, and the goal here, as Dean described it, wasn't how we were going to catch up. The goal with this was how we were going to leapfrog. How we're going to leapfrog in front of them. And everything we did in due diligence on account 4 tells us that we just leapfrogged PeopleSoft. We just leapfrogged them in terms of functionality, the quality of the product, the solution. And when we combine that with what we offer, I'm telling you, the goal now is to dominate ProServe, and we have all the tools to do it. Not 4 or 5 vendors, a Lawson solution to a marketplace that we will dominate. That's what this thing has brought to us. With that said, we are expecting that you can drive revenue across all of our verticals. All of our verticals will be able to use this product. We'll be able to do it from the IT project. There's a whole bunch of other resources that people need to work with. People resources in organizations, all of them will be able to be hit by this product. And we think we're going to have huge revenue opportunities from this. I don't think it's not like, this is about an $8 to $10 million company. And the amount of upside that we have on this, we think, is fantastic. And it's because every single one of our verticals will be able to take advantage of this. This certainly is a separator against not only our competition, traditionally the PeopleSofts and the Oracles and SAPs, but it's also how we're separating ourselves from the traditional people that were in their space. So the combined companies together are going to provide a solution that this marketplace is dying for. You think if you're a buyer, you want to hear somebody come in and tell you how they got 5 or 6 companies that got put together for a solution? Not many people have bought because of that reason alone. We're going to come in, and we just expanded out of our normal product set into product sets that are more mission critical. And we're going to do it with momentum, because this organization already has clients up and going in our verticals. Not just ProServe, but Financial Serve. In retail, they got Kmart. But they got a whole bunch of customers. So what is this? Is this about getting off from ground zero? No. It's momentum. It's momentum. We take this acquisition and we accelerate. And we accelerate together. And as Bob has explained to more than one occasion, 1 and 1 equals a lot more than 3 in this case. That's why we did this. Why I did this. I think the other benefit we get is that we're now able to take our resources and get them on to other things. Get them onto the quality of the product. Get them onto other functionality that we need in the other verticals. Deploy fast, speed, go, accelerate. Giving us the opportunity to then take resources and making sure we're on other products that are then dominating those other verticals. And with that said, This organization, I'm going to tell you, my gut when I left, they were excited to be part of this group. And I'm going to say, when you see these people, and they will be in and around the building, when you see them, welcome them, just like you welcome everybody into the Lawson family. This is a huge deal for us. As we continue to expand into these verticals, I want to bring up now somebody who's going to be chartered. He has a whole bunch of job descriptions, but somebody that's chartered with making sure that we go into the verticals and be laser beam focused on dominating those verticals. Let me bring up right now the EVP of Strategic Market Development, Eric Morgan.